The choice that the messenger was given was the choice, and he actually went to the masjid and said, he used an analogy of a slave. He mentioned a slave is given a choice by God to remain in this world with immortality or to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he chose Allah. And Abu Bakr immediately began to weep because he was the only person that understood. And when the Prophet ﷺ saw Abu Bakr weep, he said, Abu Bakr, if I was going to take a friend in this world, it would have been Abu Bakr. But we have a brotherhood. We're إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. He's a brother like all of the others. And then he looked around and he saw the windows and he said, close all of the windows except the window of Abu Bakr in the masjid, which was a clear indication that Khilafah was going to be Abu Bakr. And then he also, when he got the fever, he said, told Abu Bakr to lead the prayer, which was another clear indication that Abu Bakr would be there. And he also told them that we will meet at the Hawd. And he said, "Ana faradukum ala al-Hawd." I'll be the first one. And then he went back to, and he said, has a prophet ever lived before me? And Allah has sent me, did He send me that I should live eternally amongst you? I am going back to my Lord, and you will all go back to your Lord. And so take care of the muhajirin, those first ones who made hijrah, and muhajirin, be good amongst each other. And then he quoted the ayah, وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ, which is why Ahmad ibn Hanbal also, radiyallahu anhu, said, had only this been revealed in the entire Qur'an, it would be enough for us. Just those ayahs. And then what happens is the Messenger of Allah, right before he died, he actually came out to pray. And he saw Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu leading the prayer. And Fadl, who was the son of Abbas, said that he never saw the Prophet's face glowing like he saw on that day. And he said he looked and he was so happy that he smiled, watching all of the believers in the masjid praying, and Abu Bakr leading the prayer. And all of the believers started looking over at the Messenger of Allah while they were praying. And he told them, indicated to finish their prayer. And they were happy because they actually thought he'd gotten well. And he was helped by his nephew, his cousin, to Abu Bakr. And then he sat down. Abu Bakr tried to go back and he pushed him forward, and then he sat down and prayed next to him, which is a clear indication that Abu Bakr was his Khalifa. And at that point he went back into his chamber, and the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he right before he died, he began to say Ar-Rafiq al-A'la, and he would repeat that, which is the most exalted companionship. So he was leaving his worldly companions to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the other thing that he said right before he died, as-salah, as-salah, and he repeated that, prayer, prayer, telling his ummah to guard their prayer. وَمَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانَكُمْ, and people who are under your authority, like servants and these things. To beware of oppressing people. So those are the two wasiyah, and then he said the Rafiq al-Ala, and then he gave his last breath, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the Sahaba said that there was no greater musibah. Of all of the things that they had suffered, nothing compared to the loss of the Messenger of Allah. And even Umar Fadl said that it's not the death of the Messenger that mourns us, that causes this mourning. We feel so much because we know that he's gone to be with Allah. But it's that we've lost communication. So the divine guidance stopped. But Allah said that it was perfected, and so everything that was there was there. Sayyidina Umar lost it, really. I mean, that's not, I think that Sayyidina Umar, he just couldn't take the news. And this is the idea of a grief that's so incredible that you lose your mind. He lost his mind, and he started swearing that he would kill anybody that said the Messenger of Allah. Now, Abu Bakr had a wife outside of Medina who he was actually visiting, and he got the news, and he immediately came, and he went to the room of Aisha, and he came in, and the Prophet ﷺ was there, and he pulled off the cloth, and he looked at the Prophet, and he assessed that he was indeed dead, and he said, "Tibta ya Rasulullah, that you were pure in life and death." And then when he had determined that he was indeed dead, he then went out and he told the people, he got up and he praised Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then he said to them, ألا من كان يعبد محمدا فإن محمدا قد مات ومن كان يعبد الله فإن الله حي لا يموت. Whoever worships Muhammad, then let him know that Muhammad is dead. But whoever worships Allah, let him know that Allah is living and does not die. And then he recited the ayah, إِنَّكَ مَيِّتٌ وَإِنَّهُمْ مَيِّتُونَ. You will die and they will die. And then the ayah, وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ. Muhammad is nothing but a messenger, which is a very harsh ayah, but it's part of the reality that he is a man like other men who came before from Allah, and he, like the others died, will die. أَفَإِنْ مَاتَ أَوْ قُتِلَ انقلبتم. If he dies or is killed, do you just turn على عقابكم, on your heels? وَمَنْ يَنْقَلِبْ عَلَى عَقِبَيْهِ فَلَنْ يَضُرَّ اللَّهَ شَيْئًا. And anyone who does turn and flees, then he has not harmed Allah at all, one jot. وَسَيَجْزِي اللَّهُ الشَّاكِرِينَ. And Allah will reward the grateful. And when he read that, Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Umar realized, he said it was as if the first time he'd ever heard those verses. And they realized that the Messenger of Allah was dead. Now, this obviously creates a very serious crisis in the community, because 23 years they had direct guidance from the Messenger of Allah, and in the last 10 years in Medina they've had his guidance, and these would be very long years filled with barakah. And so these people really would have not experienced, it would have been as if this was going to just go on. And like all things, it had to come to an end.